Hi everyone, it's Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but we've been doing daily tarot. So we'll get right into it. I already said my prayer and set my intentions, and we will start picking cards today. I am excited. So yesterday was like, whoa, I don't know about you guys, but I moved through some really heavy grief. I had a bit of a family emergency. I started moving through energy that I haven't dealt with in like almost 2 years. Yeah, it was really painful and crazy, but I woke up this morning feeling like renewed and great. Here I go with my wows. Come on, help me. Hello, pick up this deck. Whoa. Yes. Got it. One of these, please, Spirit. One of these. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, guys, so off the bat, I was like, no, because I hate the Banshee card. I don't like this card. It makes me want to throw up. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like the imagery on it, and I don't like the way the card makes me feel. I never have. It's one of the reasons why I stopped using this deck, because there's just something so intense about this deck and the imagery and something so harsh about it. But I'm going to interpret it anyway, and I'm going to interpret it my way. And the book, I will touch on the meanings of the book. But basically it's like the Tower card with a really creepy lady on it. And I just don't like the energy it gives. So I'm going to pick us some little charms. Charms, please, for the collective today. Okay, we've got the little cement pourer. We have VIP. And we have a broken egg. All right. Maybe one more. And a dog. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, there's so much blackness here, there's so much darkness here, but there's so much peace and light over here as well. So what we have today, let me move the charms because they're a little distracting, and I'll pull them out after. So actually I'll just put them here. So what we have today is Apalala. You are a peaceful being. That was funny. The Dragon Fae Goddess Tiamat. You are stronger than you think. The Hermit. The Eight of Swords. Temperance. The Moon. Four of Cups. And Six of Wands. 10 of Cups again. I am fulfillment. The Way Shower. I am master dreamer. And 18. Reactor. I am master pattern. Then we have reflection and banshee. So today, what this is telling me is that today, I feel yesterday was, remember how we were talking about don't go backwards, don't digress down the timeline, don't take 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. I feel today is saying that you made it over that hump. Now, I don't want to keep bringing it back to spiritual attack, but honestly, spiritual attack is so rampant right now. So you remember how I did my prayer yesterday? For those of you who didn't watch the prayer, my grampy fell down and had to go to the hospital. He's home now and he's okay, but he got pretty like bruised up from his fall down. And part of me felt like he had gotten pushed. So when we look at life, we can look at it at different levels. So on a third dimensional level, in the 3D reality, my grandpa probably just tripped and fell. On a fourth dimensional level, something could have pushed him, or he could have been in a state of mind that allowed this entity to come in and take advantage of what was happening in the moment and make it worse. And on a fifth dimensional level, my grandpa's soul is making a choice for the next stage of his life lesson to have this experience. Or on a fifth dimensional level, it's just an accident and the angels are like, okay, how are we going to make the best of this? You know what I mean? But I truly believe everything has a bigger meaning. And I do believe this is something that, you know, he signed up for whatever reason. I feel like it's the next step on the path as we close these karmic cycles. So, going back to the spiritual attack aspect of it, when I said on that live, I said, nobody else fall down, kind of as like a joke. And as I was taking my laundry to go to the laundromat, I almost fell down the stairs and I vividly felt something push me. Like I felt something gently like push my shoulder blades. And how I said in the last daily reading that I woke up to something literally whispering in my ear. I was telling my friend Karen on our walk yesterday, I was like in my dream and it sounded like there was someone speaking over an intercom and it was saying like, nobody loves you, you'll never get closure. And I was walking to go see my twin, and then this was all I could hear in the background. He was there and I was just walking to go talk to him, and it was like, he'll never get closure, he'll never love you, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And I was like, what the heck, where is that coming from? And then as I slowly started to float my soul back into my body, I literally felt on my actual ear whispering and hissing, saying like, you will never, like, things will never work out for you, your dreams will never come true. I could feel it, dude. I could feel it and hear it in my regular ear. And so then I had to banish it in Christ consciousness. And so it's like, it's just crazy, the spiritual attack right now. And then Karen was so insightful. She brought it back to like Lent and about how like, she was like, you can think the devil is like a real person, a real entity or whatever, or you can think it's fear and you're fighting against fear. And so like when Jesus walked through the desert for 40 days with no food or water, what was he doing? He's controlling his mind. He's getting over the fear of walking through the desert for 40 days with nothing. And then it's like while he's down there, he meets all different kinds of entities, right? He meets entities who are of the dark who want to tempt him, and he meets entities of the light who want to help him. And I don't know about you, whenever I fast, I'm like way more psychic. Whenever I'm fasting from like processed foods or just fasting in general. So the story of Lent makes so much more sense in that way, of that it's like he's not running from the devil, he's running from himself, which then goes back to that song I keep bringing up, Holding On To You by 21 Pilots. And so I feel it was like yesterday was like a really rough day walking through the desert. And it was like there were these situations and these entities that tried to pull you out of alignment. But just as there are negative entities here with the temperance and the angel, we have light-bodied entities that want to help us, that want to defeat these negative entities, that want to take down our progress and our growth. And so I feel Spirit's just giving you a really big pat on the back today. Spirit's giving you a huge pat on the back today, okay? And I want to say too, before I forget, I woke up to the song Far Away by Nickelback. I think it's Nickelback. I used to love that song when I was like 14. I cry every time it came on, and I haven't thought of it in forever, and it was playing in my head as I awoke this morning. And so that's a message for some of you. That's a love message, and I'll link that video down below. I always suggest watching the video and looking up the lyrics. But so anyway, it was like yesterday was a major challenge. Here with the moon card, there were so many like negative thoughts or situations that could have arisen, a negative reaction out of you. Or it's like the overall karmic cycle that you're leaving behind is like glass half empty and not recognizing your blessings. So Also, I feel yesterday it was like there were so many opportunities, like the reading said, there were so many opportunities for you to fall into lack mentality. There's a major shift right now coming out of lack mentality. I was reading a post about how whenever you have a dream that there's a part of you that's like gripping so tightly onto because you don't have faith that it'll manifest, that's because you're in lack mentality. When you're in the twin flame dynamic, the runner chaser dynamic holds so much lack mentality because the runner doesn't feel they have what it takes to show up, and then the chaser doesn't trust the runner to have what it takes to show up. And the chaser also doesn't trust themselves to that, you know, this is just part of the journey. And then the runner doesn't trust the chaser that they can be okay without them. And it creates this huge lack dynamic and this huge push and pull. And we're leaving that shit behind here with the reactor, I am master pattern, and the way shower, master dreamer. So that's really interesting. Be very vigilant about writing down your dreams and the experiences that you have in your dreams that seem prophetic or powerful to you, because Spirit's going to be showing you the way to your dreams, your actual dreams on the planet, through your daydreams and your sleeping dreams that lead you to your ultimate physical dream of what it is that you're trying to manifest, okay? And I see here that it's like the dream that you have for life is bigger than these negative entities or the negative self-talk or anxiety or whatever it is that's holding you back. Your dreams are way bigger than that. And so because you have this beautiful big heart and these beautiful big dreams, you are able to let your dreams outshine this horrible negativity. You know what this banshee could be too? It could literally be like childhood trauma, like really horrible childhood trauma things that happen to you that, like, when they happen to other people, they usually turn into drug addicts or, you know, kill themselves or whatever. God, I'm gonna get demonetized now for saying that. Sorry. But anyway, it's like you overcame something so huge that most people don't overcome. And so because you never gave up hope and you let your dreams light the way, you're finally ending this pattern. And I think Spirit's just reiterating that yesterday was a test to see, are you going to digress or are you going to move forward? And let's say you went back a little bit yesterday. That's not an issue. Just keep pushing forward. If you fell into the temptation of feeling, you know, upset tomorrow or feeling in this negative energy, that's okay. Today's a new day, right? But Spirit's saying you have really, truly closed that pattern and it's time to step onto the next phase of life. And then you are stronger than you think. And I also have a fish here, which like makes me think of Yeshua and how he produced the fish out of nowhere. They're also telling me, teach a man to fish. He'll fish for the rest of his life. Give a man a fish and he won't have any fucking skills. I know that's not the saying, but still. It's like Spirit had to put you through all this messed up stuff, because if they just gave you the fish, well, you're going to be hungry tomorrow. If you go through all this messed up stuff, learn how to come out stronger on the other end, break the karmic patterns, nothing can freaking hold you down. I'm hearing that song. It's like, nobody gonna break my style. Nobody gonna slow me down. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, because you learned how to fish. So now when the banshee returns, because we do live in a polarized reality where negative things happen, or where we go back to old thought patterns, or entities come to try and push us down the stairs while we're doing our laundry. So when stuff like that happens, it doesn't matter because you learned how to fish. Nobody gave you a fucking fish. You figured it the fuck out. And you are a peaceful being. And so it's like maybe in the past you grew up, oh, I'm feeling this so strongly. It's coming out of this like extremes of polarized energy. So in the past, especially as a child, you grew up in a really negative environment in some ways, right? Or you could have grown up in a really chaotic or abusive environment. And so then you started looking for that outside of yourself in your immediate surroundings as an adult because you were reenacting what went on in your home as a child. Now, with the Apalala, so cute, you are a peaceful being. It's saying that like this is not who you are. The way you were raised and the way that you act out in these patterns, this is not who you are. This is who you are. You're a peaceful being. You're at balance. This is what your soul truly wants. And because of that, you've made a choice. You are, look at him, he's like illuminating all of this with his lantern. He's got his back turned to the Eight of Swords, and we have the Temperance Angel coming in to, you know, wash him over with peace. And I see here that there was a lot of negative thoughts you could have had yesterday, and you rejected them. You reeled yourself in. Spirit gave you so many tests yesterday to see if you would fall into old patterns, and you said, no, I ain't falling for it, buddy boy. And then you have victory. You had victory, and you stayed in a higher vibration, up like him on that high horse, okay? And so Spirit's saying that as we close out these patterns, just recognize that the past and how you grew up is what made you the person you are today. And you're no longer in these situations. Like, I don't have to be scared of a fucking card. What's that? Like, there was a point when I was like, I don't even know if I want to read anymore, because I just want to manifest the future I want. And I think I use readings to get me to the future that I want. But this doesn't dictate who I am. I feel like they did that on purpose. They tried to scare me and send me this card that I have like such a like, to see how I'm going to read it. And instead of reading it like, oh my God, something horrible is going to happen, I'm saying, nah, bitch, you grew up in the horrific shit. That's why this is so uncomfortable for me to look at, because I'm past it, right? This is where we started. And if you didn't grow up in that way, perhaps you've been a serial dating losers person like me, where it's like you've never had a healthy, normal relationship. And it's like, bitch, we're not doing it no more. We're leaving that shit in the past. And then here with reflection, be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of mad truths only spoken with a bleeding tongue. And I just feel like everything's not what it seems. And so, be vigilant. And also, it's like when you look more, I understand, so everything's not what it seems. When you look more at the past and how bad shit was, you're actually sitting here reflecting like, wow, I can't even believe I survived that. Like I was saying, most people don't survive what you've survived with flying colors. Are you kidding? And you might have had medical issues. And it's like some people didn't survive, or some people would have like way more health problems now, but you made choices to be healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can apply to anything. And it's like, as you're reflecting on the past, you're like, that was actually like, you ever think back on shit you used to do when you were like 14 and 15 and you're like, how am I alive? And you see it for the gravity of how bad it was. Like, if you would sneak out and like drink with older men and whatever, like me, it's like that. It's like today you're reflecting and you're like, I'm a bad bitch for making it through everything I made it through. And I was downplaying all the pain and sorrow because I had to survive. And now that you're in a space where you've created a safe enough environment for you to truly reflect on it, you're seeing just how fucking bad it was. And instead of being angry and upset and letting it like send you into a mental health spiral and crisis, you're saying, nah, I'm not going to sit here, because when you have a traumatized brain, it can't tell the past, present, and future. So instead of sitting here and falling into trauma brain and thinking that you're back in the moment, you're saying, I'm not falling in that trap. I'm ending that pattern because I've been shown the way. I've been shown that there's more for me. I have been shown that there is love and peace and familial fulfillment, broken ancestral curses, truth, joy, and a happy life. So I'm breaking this pattern. I'm reflecting and seeing just how bad it was, but I'm not going to spiral and go deep down into the depths of my being and freak out and have a mental breakdown and get hospitalized. I'm going to say, no, I'm not in this situation anymore. I'm actually looking at myself from such an amazing view, looking at all the things I've accomplished despite this banshee bitch, right? Despite this shadowy freakazoid. And then today it's like you're turning your back on fear and worry. And the angels have come in to protect you, because look, you can see it's like the angel is like here, and it's like not getting to the hermit. You're this hermit here. The angel said, enough is enough, brought in a stage of balance, your guides. And also there is somebody helping to free you from this mental state. So actually somebody was really worried about you yesterday, some sort of soulmate or partner or sibling or friend or something. You have some sort of astral companion who was actually really worried about you and helped to free you from your chains yesterday, because the things that came up yesterday were so deep rooted in the past, in who you used to be and the way you grew up, or you know, and growing up doesn't just have to be when you're a kid in your house. I still think you're a kid when you're like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even in your early 20s. Like, you don't know what the hell you need or want, you know? So it's like, it's saying, I'm not falling back into this. I'm not falling for your tricks again. I'm not falling down the stairs, you little bitch, trying to push me down the stairs with my laundry, catch me off guard when I got a bunch of shit in my hands, stupid bitch. I'm light as hell. I'm a cat. I'm gonna land on my feet. I wear pleasers. I'm a pole dancer. Are you kidding? I wear like fucking 10-inch shoes. You can't push this motherfucker down the stairs. Fuck you, banshee bitch. And then your spirit said, we're gonna come in and protect. And then someone, a human, actually came in to help free you from things that have been bothering you that you didn't even realize was bothering you. And now that that's all been illuminated, you can really just be here with yourself. And I see Anubis is coming through so strong today. And this is so funny because I'm actually going to make a house call after this, and she has a dog who looks like that. So that's really powerful. But yeah, today is about shining light on how strong you are, shining light on everything that you've learned in the process, right? With the fish here, shining light on how much you've overcome, how amazing you are, and how peaceful and wonderful you are despite what you've been through. And it's truly about leaving behind the thought processes and patterns of the past. You had a test yesterday, you passed, and maybe you didn't, then you'll just get the test again today and you can try again. And it truly is about ending this pattern, coming to a complete end of that cycle and stepping into your dream. And then here with the little cement truck, this is saying to me pouring a strong foundation and creating strong foundations within yourself by releasing these things that you didn't know bothered you, acknowledging just how bad the past was for your inner child, inner teenager, inner young adult, whatever it is. Getting that acknowledgement and reflection that version of self needs, and then setting a new strong foundation around the truth of your soul, the truth of the soul of your soul that is peaceful, the truth of your soul that is strong, the truth of your soul that deserves a dream that you've been wishing for, right? The truth of your family line, you're showing the way for your family, the way shower, breaking, no longer reacting, ending those patterns, creating a strong foundation and creating fulfillment, not only for you, but your lineage and your loved ones. And then with VIP, it's like you're the one who's got to do it, right? You're the one who's got to show the way. You gotta put yourself first so that everyone else, you know, puts you and themselves first, right? So it's like you putting yourself first is going to show the way for your family to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to get rid of that friend who's been taking advantage of me because, you know, I just watched my loved one set a boundary and I can see how happy it made them. So like, I'm going to follow what they did and I'm going to do that too. And then it's like you're setting a way. You're the VIP. You're setting the way. And then here with the dog, again, I feel Anubis on Pooh is coming through so strong for you. So strong for you. And he's here to protect you and heal you and guide you through this darkness, right? That's what he is. He's like a guide and a helper to Osiris in the underrealms. And he also helps to like weigh the heart. He helps Mott to weigh the heart against the feather. Like he's a gatekeeper. And he's here saying like, don't worry about the darkness. I got you. Anubis was born out of darkness. Anubis was born by, okay, this story is going to resonate for some people in different ways. So what happened was Osiris and Aset are consorts, Osiris and Isis. So Asar and Aset are essentially twins, right? I was just reading a post. I'll post it on my story. The caption was really good. It was talking about the different archetypes of mythological stories and how they relate to twin flame. So the story of Osiris and Isis, I'll just call them that because it's easier. Most people know that better than the Kemetic names. So they, what happened was Osiris had an evil brother named Set who murdered him and then scattered his body all over Egypt. And so Isis had to spread her wings and fly over Egypt looking for all the different pieces of him. She put him back together, but she couldn't find his phallus. And she wanted to conceive and have an immaculate conception. This is actually, you know, one of the stories that's very similar to Yeshua and Jesus Christ, and it came before Jesus. So it's like we have stories of immaculate conception all over time and space. And my Nani manifested a penny out of nowhere before. Like, literally, it came, I watched it manifest out of nothing, and then after that, I believed in Immaculate Conception, because I've never seen anything like that in my life, and I'll never question it again. But, so because she couldn't find his phallus, she created one out of gold, right? So we think about alchemy turning lead into gold, so she couldn't find his phallus, so she said, fuck this, made one out of gold, had sex with him before he died and crossed over and became like the Lord of the Underworld or whatever. And then she conceived Horus, okay? And so then Horus is like the Yeshua, he's like the Jesus Christ aspect, but he's very different than Yeshua's energy. But it's like the idea of like the Black Madonna, the Divine Mother, and the Immaculate Conception after, you know, an unexpected situation. And so that was Osiris and Isis. So what Osiris did, I think before that happened, he cheated on Isis with Nebhet, and she is chaos, destruction, and death. And so he cheated on her, on Isis with Nebhet, and conceived Anubis. And so Nebhet is like despair, sadness, death, decay. And so she abandoned Anubis. And then after she abandoned Anubis, Isis, truly the Divine Mother, you know, the Divine Mother archetype, she took in Anubis as her own. And so she took him in and didn't ever treat him like less than. And they got really close, and he was very protective of her. And so I feel that that's going to relate to some of you. Sometimes people do things in life that are a mistake, and they don't mean to hurt us horribly. Sometimes people do things that are horrible, and they mean to do them that are horrible, here with the Banshee card. And sometimes horrible things happen, and it's a mistake. It's up to you how you alchemize that mistake. It's up to you how you turn that lead into gold. You can let it die and decay and let it recycle. That's fine too. Or you can use it as an opportunity to burst through and make something way better out of something difficult. Make something really powerful out of something difficult. Let the lotus flower come from the mud up and bloom into something really beautiful. And then here with the egg, this just further solidifies that, because I think of like pregnancy. And so for some of you, for this is a love message, I just heard it should have been you. So, and then I just heard it's gonna be May. So some of you, you're gonna hear from someone in May. Some of you they're with someone else and they feel like it should be you. Others of you, somebody is definitely coming back and they're very loyal to you here with the dog. You're the best they've ever had and you're their queen and they can't find anyone like you. They'd like to procreate with you here with the egg and create a lineage, create the dream, create that 10 of Cups, create that happy family that neither of you ever had. And they'd like to come in and build it on a real strong foundation. Okay? So that's what I have for you guys. Like if you liked it, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you feel like it. I love you so much. I'm going to say thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ran, God, Source, for allowing me to be the channel through which these messages flow. We thank you for the truth and we thank you for the advice. Morashe Namaste, by the power of three, so let it be, always works, always a blessing. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you another time. Just want to punch this Banshee. Get out of here, Banshee. I hate you. Okay, bye. And I will see you another time. Okay, bye. Bye.